Reading from the Nectar of Instruction, Sri Upadeshamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami. Text 3. Utsāhān niścayād dhairyāt tat-tat-karma-pravartanāt saṅga-tyāgāt sato vṛtteḥ ṣaḍbhir bhakti prasidhyati. There are 6 principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. 1. Being enthusiastic. 2. Endeavoring with confidence. 3. Being patient. 4. Acting according to regulative principles, such as śravaṇaṁ, kīrtanaṁ, viṣṇoḥ, smaraṇam. Hearing, chanting, and remembering Kṛṣṇa. 5. Abandoning the association of non-devotees. And 6. Following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. These 6 principles undoubtedly assure the complete success of pure devotional service. Well, this is very nice. Here you have all of the main factors that give success in devotional service. First of all, he says enthusiasm. One should be enthusiastic. If we're not enthusiastic, we can't get anything done. Even for ordinary, mundane things, we have to be enthusiastic to get anywhere. Right? Just to get out of bed in the morning, we have to be enthusiastic. So we should be enthusiastic because pure devotional service is the solution to all the problems of life. We've said it once, we've said it 1,000,000 times. Doesn't make it any less true. And it's really a fact. If you experience, even for a moment, the bliss of pure devotional service, you'll never want any other kind of happiness again. It's just so nice, so wonderful, pure devotional love. Anyway, the second factor is endeavoring with confidence. Confidence means trust in a favorable outcome in the future. Right now, most of us are in the beginning stages of devotional service, and we haven't got a lot of the advanced results of our sadhana. But we can see from the example of great devotees, and there are many, many stories of great devotees in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, that they all achieved success on this path by following these same principles that we're following. Really, nothing changes in that area. Nothing, there's no, new improved bhakti method. And if you hear anybody talking about that, then they're nonsense. Somebody's always coming up with a new mantra and a new kind of sadhana and a new this and a new that. This is all like just fashion. It's just fads. It's not real. Don't be fooled. There's no shortcut. You have to purify your consciousness. And the best way to do that is by following the example of the previous acharyas. That's the next item. Well, actually, there's one more. That's the last one. Following the footsteps of previous acharyas. But we know that if you follow these principles, you will attain the result. We don't know about other paths. We don't know about other mantras. We don't know about other practices. They're uncertain. But the certain path is there. The 9 methods of devotional service, beginning with hearing, śravaṇaṁ, kīrtanaṁ, viṣṇoḥ, smaraṇam, padasevanam, and so on. If you simply do that, then you're assured of success and you can endeavor with all confidence. Plus the fact that whatever you invest in your devotional service, you will get the result. If you surrender 10%, you'll get 10% result. 50%, you'll get 50% result. Very quickly. Kṛṣṇa doesn't make us wait around. But as soon as we completely surrender our hearts, then Kṛṣṇa himself will appear to accept our devotional service. It's just getting that last 50%. The first 50% is pretty easy, you know. The first 50% might take a month or two if you're really serious and persistent. But that last 50%, oh boy, that could take 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Or it could take till the next lifetime. I know plenty of devotees, my godbrothers, they surrendered 50%, but that other 50%, no way, not going to happen. They didn't want to give up their mundane ambition and their need for control and so many other things. So as a result, the progress stopped at a certain point and it didn't go any further. This is very common. It's very easy to happen. All you have to do is refuse to let go of certain attachments and stop right there. Don't go any further. All you have to do is refuse to open up your heart to Kṛṣṇa. Yeah, I'll give him my mind, I'll give him my intelligence, I'll give him my body, but I won't give him my heart. We know a lot of devotees like that. So they made a good business out of devotional service, but they haven't reached the actual end, the actual goal, the result of devotional service. They've only gone part way. As a result, they're also giving the same impression to their followers and students. You know, just surrender a little bit, you know, and that's okay. And of course, the followers and students, they aren't making any progress either. Up to a certain point, and then they stop. That's because they're not fully surrendering. That's because they're unwilling to give everything. They're unwilling to give their hearts. So we should look very deeply into this. What is causing us to hold back? And actually, there's only one reason. It's causeless unwillingness to serve Kṛṣṇa. Causeless envy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kṛṣṇa hasn't done anything to make us envious. But because we have this independent attitude and this desire to imitate Kṛṣṇa, to be the owner, the controller, the enjoyer, the knower, the doer, we want to imitate Kṛṣṇa, you know, according to our ability, which is tiny and very limited. But still, we're so attached to it, we don't want to give it up. So because we don't want to let Kṛṣṇa take over our lives, actually he does a much better job at managing our lives than we do. But because we're so attached, we don't want to let him take over, then we have to be satisfied with an imperfect existence, imperfect realization. So that's what Srila Rupa Goswami is saying here. He's saying that we have to abandon the association of non-devotees. You know, some people are so attached. They're attached to their family. They're attached to their dog. They're attached to their college degree, their business, their position in society. If they happen to be born into a wealthy family, you know, they're attached to so many material things. The place of their birth. They're attached to the country that they live in. They're attached. I mean, there's so many things that there are to be attached to. And these are all obstacles on the path of devotional service. We shouldn't be attached to any of these things. We should be willing to let these things go, and especially the association of non-devotees. Because non-devotees are basically animals, two-legged animals. There's a nice shloka in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Anyone who develops devotional service to Lord Kṛṣṇa has all the good qualities of the demigods automatically. But those who do not cultivate such devotional service don't have any good qualities. And then you might say, well, wait a minute. There are some people who are very learned, some people who are very strong and powerful or wealthy and famous, you know, and aren't these good qualities? No. No. Because those so-called good qualities are calculated in terms of material opulence. And because of that, they are basically taking them, those same qualities are taking them away from Kṛṣṇa. See? Now, if you take those qualities like wealth, fame, power, other kinds of opulence, beauty, fame, whatever, and you surrender them to Kṛṣṇa and you use them in Kṛṣṇa's service, then they become good qualities. See? Just like George Harrison, he was very famous for being a member of the Beatles. And then he decided to surrender to Kṛṣṇa. And he actually used his position, in his influence as a famous musician, to do some very nice devotional service. That song, My Sweet Lord, I mean, that probably got more people to chant Hare Krishna than all the